procedures related to safety. Maintenance is relatively, it's not,
Or just like the cutters, right?
yeah, it's essentially keep it clean, don't cut yourself while you're cleaning it. There's one surface that you need to lubricate, and it comes with its own lubrication. There's grease on the plates that it actually goes up and down, and there's a grease fitting on it. For rotating and replacing the cutter inserts, essentially just use the wrench that came with it. Pull out all of the teeth that will be on the actual bit, rotate them until you expire or use all of the edges, and then get new teeth as you need them. I believe Ridge will either supply them free of charge because of their lifetime warranty, or you have to purchase them. Please consult your equipment supplier for that.
I think there's that toolbox over there. So maybe today, whatever supply tool that came with his equipment, maybe just so if it hasn't been lost, maybe we can get it in there.
There's the Allen wrench and the insert or wrench holder that you can use to change out the tool and everything. We can demonstrate that in the live demo, and then that will switch out your cutter heads. It's essentially the only replaceable part on there outside of the few knobs and everything that go along with it. But those can be replaced free of charge from them because of their lifetime warranty and everything along those lines. And then greasing that one plate surface, and then changing out the carbon brushes. We should probably go over that part just for the most part.
You could probably adjust it.
Yeah. The wear plates essentially replace if there's a certain degree of loss in the wear, whatever. It says if you see a depth of this on that, please replace. Give plate adjustment, essentially that's the pin that was broken on this and replaced. It is like a lock in place thing. It has a spring on it. You will basically crank until you get to the position you want to, pull it out, adjust again to crank further or tighten down that hole. And then you can replace that by simply threading it back in or getting a replacement. So
this is the toolkit that came with it.
yes. And then just for reference, please consult and take heed of all of the warning signs whenever you see these in the manual. Please just know this is what they stand for. Your safety tool and general safety warnings can all be seen on pages 2 through 3. Personal safety, power tool safety, electrical safety. Please unplug if you're doing any maintenance or service. And then specific safety information for the Beveler itself. Yes. Going through the paperwork essentially. And we're going to jump right to the live demo. That's in the box.
Huh?
That is in the box.
Just a little bit?
No, we're about 40 minutes in.
Okay.
And then the main thing, especially with this Beveler, is when setting it up, is that you have the correct orientation. Please consult the manual and don't set it up where it's hanging off or in a negative position, or the pipe that you're working on is in a negative angle. You don't want the work side of this to be in an angle under 180 flat level. Anything above that is perfectly fine, but below this is an issue. For the most part, this piece will be working on mounted or fixed pipes, and then it will rotate around. And as this guy is doing, the pipe is on the stand, and you will be rotating the Beveler around it to straighten it up.
That's the same guy in the video, right?
Similar, but I don't think it's the same as that guy. I think it's just photos. Going over the indicator lights, that is kind of the main operation. So after you turn the machine on, you don't engage while it's off. Well, it's not on because you'll jump or damage the bits. Engage the tool with the starting knob, and then you'll start your cut. And then using the hand crank on the back, you'll watch these indicator lights and follow these instructions. So when all of them are on, it is just plugged in and switched, or gets switched off. And then they will all turn off when you switch it on. And then as you start to crank, when you're doing your cut / bevel, 2 yellow means you're too slow. 1 green and 1 yellow is essentially too slow, but it's still okay. Your optimal crank speed is going to be 2 green. 1 green, 1 red is going to be a little too fast, but it's still fine. And then 2 red means that you are cranking too fast and you're putting an over current or an over draw. Like you're putting too much work on the actual button. And then for any maintenance, please consult the instructions we already gave that, and then see pages 14 through 16 of the manual. These sections will cover cleaning, rotating and replacing cutter inserts, changing in the cutter head, replacing the carbon brushes, and checking out or inspecting the breaker. For the wear plates, here's your, if you see any wear more than this, good luck measuring that, please replace. For the give plate adjustment, that was the screw we were talking about and had to replace already on this one. Yes. Here is your give plate adjustment. Follow these steps as needed. And then optional equipment. For this one, we do have the 30-degree cutter head and the 37.5-degree cutter head. Anything else is additional added. And then we can move on to the video if you want to watch that, or just put that in post production.
Like I said, yeah, I just watched. I watched all the videos that we did.
It is in the other because it's a link. Just the safety portion is a link, and then operations like 2 to 4 days. Simple machines.
Yeah.
So we can do the sander.
Hi, my name's Larry, Product Manager for Rigid. I'm here to show you the operation of the new Rigid B500 Transportable Pipe Beveler and discuss some of its features and benefits. The B500 is designed to bevel most common steel and stainless steel pipe with a wall thickness from 3/16 to 1/2 inch and a diameter of 4 inches and greater. It can even bevel the edge of a 1/2 inch thick plate. Standard with a 37.5-degree cutting head and optional 30 and 45-degree cutting heads provide consistent and accurate bevels in one pass. There are 6 replaceable inserts with 4 cutting edges each, providing a machine finish for hundreds of cuts. Adjustable land width setting allows you to set the land width from 0 to 3/16 in thickness increments of 1/32. A unique clamp system and drive arrangement secures the beveler to the pipe as it rotates around the circumference. So now I'm going to spin the unit around to demonstrate the speed monitoring system of the B500. But first, I need to plug it in. The unit has a speed monitoring system with LED indicators to help guide the operator to the ideal speed for the optimal cutting performance. We'll demonstrate this feature during the operation. The operation of the beveler is easy, but there are a few things we need to know before we get started. You want to make sure you have eye and ear protections and follow the operation and safety instructions in accordance with the operator's manual. You want to set the land width using the gauge. Each step is approximately a 32nd, ranging from 0 to 3/16. I'm going to set it to 0. Next, you want to make sure you loosen the gib plate screw and make sure that the cutting head is in its fully retracted position. Next, we need to mount the beveler to the pipe. Slide the beveler on the pipe so that the drive roller is inside the pipe and the guide rollers are on the outer diameter. Open the swing arms wide enough to mount on the workpiece and turn the clamp screw until it is hand tight. Use the hand crank to tighten the clamp screw and additional 3/4 turn for proper tracking. Insert the crank handle into the 1/2-inch square drive, plug the unit in, and turn on the power. With a smooth, continuous clockwise motion, engage the cutter head into the material until it stops on the land width gauge. Tighten the gib plate screw to hold the cutting head in place and crank it in a continuous clockwise motion. Use the LED lights to control the rotation speed. Too red is too fast, too yellow is too slow, too green is ideal. After completing the 360 rotation around the pipe, turn off the motor and unplug the unit. Release the gib plate lock screw. Rotate the cutter feed screw counterclockwise until the cutter head is fully retracted. Using the crank handle, loosen the clamp screw to release the unit from the pipe and remove the beveler. The bevel is accurate, the land is set, the pipe is cool to touch, and you are ready to weld. Please refer to the operating manual for further instructions. And visit us at rigid.com to schedule an appointment or to get additional information.